As a coach, rondos are one of my absolute favorite types of drills because so many things that happen in a match are replicated in a rondo drill, and they're great for players to work on basic passing technique, moving off the ball on offense, thinking one step ahead, on defense, trying to win the ball back, working together with your teammates, communicating. All of this all takes place in the rondo drills. Now, if you don't know what a rondo drill is, basically it is a keep away style drill where the team with the ball has more players than the team without the ball. A rondo variation in its simplest form could be 4 versus 2 keep away, where the 4 players are passing the ball around and the 2 players are trying to take the ball away. This style of drill, you'll see pretty much every professional team out there will use some variation of a rondo in training, whether just part of a warm-up or perhaps some more elaborate variations like the ones we're going to go over in this video. Now, while rondos are great, doing a basic rondo keep away all the time could get rather boring. So in this video, I'm going to go over 7 of my favorite rondo variations that are easy to use and that players love. Let's start simple and work our way up to the more advanced variations. This first one I'm going to go over is called Escape the Rondo. It doesn't have to be 4 versus 2. You could do this with 5 versus 3, 3 versus 1. You could even do 6 versus 3. It doesn't really matter as long as the offensive team has more players than the defensive team. Basically, the way Escape the Rondo differs from just a regular rondo is when the defensive team wins the ball, they have to try to dribble outside of the grid to earn a point. This puts a lot of emphasis on the attacking players as soon as they lose the ball to collapse and close down the space and try to win it back and prevent those defenders from scoring. Now, with variations like this, you want to rotate players so that people aren't always playing defense or always playing offense. You want the defenders that are in the middle to stay fresh, so after a few points, make sure that you're rotating your players accordingly. Number 2 is called the rondo pressure drill. Now, basically, you've got 2 teams which each reside in their own half of this grid. Now, the coach is going to play a ball out, or one team is going to start with the ball on one side, and then the team on the opposite side can send in 2 players to pressure and try to win the ball back. If the ball goes out of play, the coach can play a ball out to the opposite side. Those defenders that were defending on that one side can come back and then create a rondo on that opposite side where the team is trying to connect a consecutive number of passes for a point. If the defensive team wins the ball outright, they can then play it into their teammates on the opposite side and the game continues. Number 3 is rondo to attack. Now, if you want to include finishing with a rondo, this is the variation for you. It starts off with a basic rondo keep away at the top of the area. Then if the players complete a consecutive number of passes, this number can vary depending on the skill level of the players from 4, 5, 6, 7 passes in a row. But once they do this, they can then go forward and try to attack on the large goal. This is a great way to combine aspects of both trying to keep possession of the ball and also trying to finish in the attacking third. This next one, number 4, is called 2 teams against 1. This could be possibly the easiest to set up. Basically, you just divide your players into 3 even teams. So if you have 18 players, this would be on a very large grid. You'd have 3 teams of 6. If you have maybe 12 players, you could have 3 teams of 4, as pictured here. Basically, you have 2 teams team up and play keep away from one of the defending teams. When I do this drill with my team, I have 1-minute rounds, with each team having 1 round in the middle. And then I have the 2 attacking teams count how many passes in a row can they complete in that minute. If the highest that they get in that 1 minute is 20 passes, that's pretty good. This way you can get all the teams competing against each other because no team wants to be the team in the middle that gave up the most passes in a row. And keeping rounds to only a minute long ensures that players stay fresh so that when they get their chance on defense, they can apply lots of pressure and push the attackers. Number 5 is called the spread out rondo. Now, this is a great way to help your players work on providing good passing angles for their teammates and staying spread out on the field. Basically, you're going to divide the grid into separate areas. Here we've got 6 separate areas, and each player on offense has to stay in their area. The defending team has 3 players, which can go overall. The team in attack tries to keep possession of the ball while those 3 players try to win it back. If the 3 players do manage to win it in one of the areas, then they play 3 versus 1 keep away against that original player that is confined to that area. If the ball goes out of play, the coach can play a new ball in to the attacking team. Of all the rondo drills on this list, number 6 is my absolute favorite, and this one is called the 3-team possession drill. Here you're going to set up a grid with 3 areas. The areas on the outside can be a little bit larger and wider than the area in the middle, but basically you're going to have 3 teams, and each team is going to start in one of the areas. I found that 12 can be a really good number for this, where you have 3 teams of 4, but you could also do 3 teams of 5, 3 teams of 6, depending on the number of players that you're working with. Keep in mind, if you've got lots of players, you might want to make the area of play bigger so that the offense has a chance to actually complete some passes. To start, the coach plays a ball out to one of the areas on the side, and then the team in the middle becomes the defending team. The team that receives the ball plays keep away from 2 of the defenders that come and pressure them from the area in the middle. If the ball goes out of play, the team that had the ball now becomes the team in the middle that is responsible for defending, and then the coach can play a ball out to the opposite side, and that new team that just lost the ball has to transition and send 2 defenders to the opposite side of the grid. The team that was in the middle takes the place of the team that just lost the ball. The minimum number of passes you want your players to complete can really vary depending on skill level. For me, who usually works with high school age players, I found that 6 can be a very, very good number, but after the players have met this minimum passing requirement in one of the side areas, if they can successfully play the ball through or over to the opposite side, they earn a point. I found that this drill can get extremely competitive between the 3 teams who all are trying to win. And as my players usually get better and better with this drill throughout the season, I would make the spaces smaller and smaller and tighter to help my players think quicker, sharpen their touches. And I really noticed that by using this drill, my players' passing improved tremendously when they got on the field in matches. And last but not least, rondo variation number 7 is find the killer pass. This is another one of my favorites. And basically, you're going to have 2 teams. One of them has more players than the other. 6 versus 3 I've found can be a very, very good number for this drill. The team in possession works the ball around trying to complete the minimum number of passes you require as a coach. If they manage to do this, they can only earn a point by playing a pass through the square in the middle of the grid. One of the keys to emphasize to your players is don't clog up the middle. Stay wide and then make a checking run in when the opportunity presents itself. This drill is a great way to teach patience and finding the killer pass when it's on. So with that, guys, those were 7 of my favorite rondo variations. I hope this gave you guys some inspiring ideas for your own training sessions. And if you like this, I'm going to link our blog down below, which has a lot more information on these drills individually. And if you are interested, be sure to check out our app 360 Player as well. Our programmers have been developing a very comprehensive training and session planner tool where you can take all of these drills and put them right into your own session planner that you have with you at all times with your phone, tablet, desktop, wherever you want. It's a great tool for coaches. We're going to be coming out with that in January of 2020. We are so excited for it. There's so many other cool features with our app, like video analytics, statistics, communication tools, so much for player development. It's just crazy. If you haven't checked it out, be sure to check out the first link in the description because you don't want to miss out on using 360 Player for your team. With that being said, thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you found this helpful and useful, and we will see you in the next video.